And Bob, you have a question for Senator Pennacchio.
The value of the dollar seems to be falling against currencies around the world. What, if anything, would you suggest that we do to stabilize the greenback?
Well, about oil, Bob. As a matter of fact, you mentioned Iran. Iran wants to tie the price of oil to the euro. Doesn't want to tie it to the price of the dollar. So if the euro has gone up by 50%, then oil commensurately relative to the dollar also has to go up. The cornerstone of my campaign is energy independence, because energy independence ties us into all the major problems that we're having as a country today. If you look at our economy, we're headed towards a recession. Maybe we're going to have a light recession. Maybe we're coming out of a recession. But just a few short months ago, in a bipartisan fashion, Republicans and Democrats got together to give us a $150 billion stimulus package. Those checks haven't even arrived yet. That was when oil was $92 a barrel. Now oil today, I dread to think, I think it's $125, $128 a barrel. That stimulus that our federal government wants to give us, it's gone. We've also had a history of nefarious characters holding our country hostage economically with oil. So it's time that we put our best minds together. It's time that we challenge this country to rid ourselves of that dependency. That way we can be our own, we can control our own destiny.
Congressman Zimmer, your response?
Well, to a large extent in the long term, the reason why our dollar is imperiled is because we've been living beyond our means as a country. We've been living on borrowed money, and we've been taxing ourselves and regulating ourselves to the extent that the economy has not been as robust as it might be. It's more robust than in Western Europe and in Canada over the years. But I believe that once we put our fiscal house in order, as I'm proposing, balanced budget amendment with low levels of taxation, we can restore the value of the dollar.
Dr. Sabrin, 30 seconds.
I'm the only one in this race leading the charge against the Federal Reserve's destructive policies by stimulating the economy, quote, stimulating the economy by creating these speculative bubbles. We had the roaring 20s, we had the go-go 60s, we had 3 booms in a row in the 80s, 90s, and they all ended badly with housing crises. What we need to do is get back to basics, not allow the Federal Reserve to manipulate interest rates up and down. That's robbing seniors that are getting low interest rates on their savings. What we need to do is restore the integrity of the dollar, and the way we do that is shut down the Federal Reserve's ability to manipulate interest rates.
30-second rebuttal. Senator?
And obviously, besides energy independence, we have to stop spending. This country spends in more money than it takes in. Our deficit this year is approaching $500 billion. When you have money that comes to you so easily, people don't want it. The value of that dollar goes down. As the value of that dollar goes down, then the cost of those goods and services go up, especially oil. Then you have Ahmadinejad coming in and saying, we don't want $92 a barrel. We want $150 a barrel.
We've covered a lot of issues during this question and answer period, but that concludes that part of our program with the panel of reporters. We turn now to closing statements from each of the candidates. They have been given 1 minute, and we begin with Senator Pennacchio. Your closing statement.
Thank you, Kent. Thank you, NJN, and thank you all for coming here tonight and our viewing audience. I'm a proven winner. I have won 6 elections in a row. I am a state senator. And everything I've gotten, I've earned. I am not an anointed candidate. The theory, Einstein said the theory of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. In the past, my party in this state has anointed candidates. Most of the reason being that they can self-fund, or some reasons being that they can have the ability to raise those funds. No message. Well, times that we took the message to the people. Jersey Joe has been taking that message to the people. People have liked that message. The message has resonated in towns where 65% of the people are going to be coming out and voting this election on June 3rd. I either have a vast amount of support in those counties or actually have the organizational support. So I came in with nothing, no organizational support, no money, and I'm still standing over here. So I'm asking the people for their support on June 3rd.
Time is up.
God bless you all.
Congressman Zimmer, your closing statement.
I want to thank New Jersey Network for hosting this debate. It was, by and large, a debate on the issues and on the substance, and I think it should serve as a model for the general election. 2 years ago, Bob Menendez and Tom Kean agreed to a series of debates that began in June of that election year. And before that, Frank Lautenberg suggested several debates against Millicent Fenwick in 1982 when he first ran for the U.S. Senate. This year, New Jersey voters deserve no less. Of all the candidates for the Senate, I'm the only one that has a proven record as a leader in the fight for fiscal responsibility. I cut unnecessary spending. I wrote the federal Megan's Law, the no-frills prison legislation. As your senator, I'll fight for less spending, more freedom, and greater security. Thank you.
Dr. Sabrin, your closing statement, please.
My track record is second to none in this state. For more than 3 decades, I've been warning about the Federal Reserve's destructive policies. I've been warning about how government spending has been out of control, how taxes are undermining our economy, why big business is going overseas because of all the regulations they face here in New Jersey and around the country. We need someone with a track record who's been standing up for limited government, free enterprise, and a humble foreign policy. A policy that we need to engage the rest of the people of the world and not try to show them that we can impose our will on them. John Quincy Adams said it best. America does not go overseas to destroy monsters. We need to engage people around the world. That policy is consistent with the founders' vision for America. America based upon peace, freedom, and non-intervention. If we have that policy in the 21st century again will be the American century, not the Chinese century, not the East Asian century, but the American century. We've lost our way in Washington because we're spending too much and regulating too much. I need your support on June 3rd. With your support, I will become the next senator from the United States.
Thank you so much for each of your closing statements and your participation. And that concludes NJN's Decision 2008 Republican U.S. Senate primary debate. I'd like to thank our 3 candidates and, of course, our panel of reporters for their part in tonight's event. And I'm Kent Monahan. There'll be more on NJN News. Thanks for being with us.